I could only name one security challenge, I would say it's the question of what direction the United States of America is going. Is America going to continue to be a faithful ally? Is it going to hold up the security structures that it created in Europe and in Asia? Is it going to continue to work together with other countries in the way that it has since the Second World War? Or is it going to be something very different?
I think our biggest security challenge right now is that we can't defend ourselves alone. If ever there was a military challenge to a member of the European Union, I'm very unhappy to say that without outside help, without NATO, without the United States, we would be more or less defenseless. In other words, we need to do more to make sure that we can do whatever is necessary to defend the liberty, the security, the well-being of our citizens.
It's the lack of sufficient economic growth worldwide, but especially in the Western world, because without strong economic growth, I think we get political instability. And we get gridlock in the United States, you get criticism of the European Union in Europe, and it leads to political instability, discord, and it makes it harder for countries to come together, to work together to meet other international challenges.
I would say it's the weakness of our own societies. What I see today is a kind of competitive decline. Certainly Europe is in a crisis at the moment. The notion that Europe was progressing every year now is not there, with Brexit, with for the first time a country wanting to leave Europe.
Cohesiveness. If we don't come together, then either chaos or less benevolent forces could shape the future.
I would say it's the attempted destruction of the post-World War II liberal international order. I think that the attempts to change territorial sovereignty, integrity, the attempts to influence political campaigns abroad, the work that the Kremlin is doing in trying to change the way that the world has functioned over the last 70 years peacefully is probably the greatest security threat.
The biggest security challenge for me is really how the relationship between the United States and Europe is going to play out, because all of the other issues that we're thinking about will really depend on whether the United States and its European allies, the transatlantic partnership, will hold together and that we'll be able to find common solutions to the major problems.
Well, I would say it's the power vacuum, the risk of, if you like, an increasingly unpredictable United States, the lack of an alternative, if you like, leader of the international order, and therefore the vacuum that creates. And when there are vacuums in power, they tend to be filled, and we don't quite know what it will be filled by.
I think that it's an absolutely prime time for the historic agenda setters of the global system across the Atlantic, Europe and the US, to recognize that the world has changed, but the responsibility for upholding and reforming and maintaining and hopefully improving the global system hasn't gone away, and it's vitally not just part of our values but part of our interests to do so.